Hello everyone, welcome back to Star Trek Online, episode 12. Running a little late on this one, so a little been sick and work has been crazy. So we're gonna get this one recorded and get it out. So when we left off, we were, what did we do? We were fighting the Remans in the vault. And I guess now we're gonna have a little more fun with them.
Starfleet intelligence has decoded the list of Reman targets that you recovered from the vault. I need you to investigate one of these locations and determine why Obasek and his forces planned an attack there. The Vahar system is still technically part of the Romulan Star Empire, but Ferengi speculators have moved in, and the Empress has done nothing to remove them. The Ferengi have reopened the mines and are now doing business with anyone with Latinum. You will go to the Vahar system under the pretense of negotiating a possible trade agreement with the Federation. Talk to Madron, the operator of the mines. Convince him to allow you access. Find out all you can. Once we know why Obasek and the Remans are targeting these mines, then we will be able to decide how to proceed.
Alrighty,
I have new missions for you.
let's head out. Captain, the Remans were targeting a magnesite mine in this area, but the list we recovered didn't have its exact coordinates. I know we're in the right area, but all the moons in the system are inhabited, and our sensors are affected by the magnesite. We need to contact each moon to determine which one of the Remans we're actually targeting. Alright, we'll head out. Maybe. Might help if I hit the right buttons. Alright, sail the moon, see what happens.
You've stuck your nose in our business for the last time, Starfleet. All ships, attack! Attack!
Dude. Alright. On to the next one. Just making sure my traits are still the same. This stuff being rearranged kind of had me worried.
This moon is private property. No solicitors, beggars, or Starfleet allowed.
They're not very hospitable around here, are they? This is a dangerous area, and it's only gotten worse since the destruction of Romulus. It might be difficult to get someone to trust us. What gave you that idea? Couldn't have been the last two guys. Being rude.
Hello, my good friends. I'm so happy to meet you. Perhaps you are in the market for some high-quality magnesite? We have the finest ore in the quadrant. On behalf of the miners and residents here, I'm more than happy to welcome you to our home. Please transport to the surface. Unfortunately, the large amounts of extremely pure magnesite ore in the core of our little world will interfere with your sensors. For safety reasons, I must insist that you use the transporter signal enhancers that I have installed at my own expense. Also, I know you Starfleet types are so fond of your away teams, but could you please restrict the number of crew you bring down to the surface? My people here aren't used to strangers, and you wouldn't want to disrupt their work, would you?
Alright, let's go. You know what? What do we got? Stolas, Durrell, Zarva. Let's bring Zarva. Alright, let's find Madran. See if I remember my way around here.
On behalf of everyone on this forsaken rock, let me be the first to welcome you to Hathara. As you can see, we don't have time for pleasantries, and I'm not sharing my Tranya stash with you. So, why don't we skip the chit-chat and get down to business?
Of course, I've heard you are an excellent source of magnesite. What makes your mine better than the others in the sector?
Unfortunately, I cannot call this mine my own. I'm just a middleman. Out of the goodness of my heart, I help the residents here pass on the products of their hard work to commercial entities such as yourself. The minuscule transaction fee and trade tariff I keep to offset my expenses is figured into the unit cost of the ore. My operation has become one of the best in the area because of the high demand for my services from both sides. I provide the best mining equipment and supplies in the sector to the miners, while my customers get competitive pricing on the ore they need.
Do you have any more information about the mines themselves?
I don't pay much attention to that. Miners have empty carts and they return with ones filled with ore. If you're that interested, you could visit the mines themselves, but I don't recommend it. It's such a dirty, disagreeable business, and I'm convinced that breathing ore dust for too long is terrible for you. The miners who live near my quarters used to keep me up night after night with their dreadful coughing. I had to install soundproofing just to get some sleep. Are you sure you wouldn't rather look at the ore I have for sale?
Thanks, but I'd like to talk to the miners first.
Really? Suit yourself. Just remember, I have an exclusive contract to export magnesite ore from this moon. If you try to cut me out of your deals, you'll regret it.
I just have a few questions before we conduct any business. I'll be back when I'm done. Madran won't answer any questions about why the Remians might be targeting the place for fear of scaring us away from a possible sale. Perhaps if we ask the locals about what's going on here, they'll be able to provide more information. I agree. We don't want to see any stranger. What do you want? Tell me about your life.
What can I say? We exist.
I mine because there's nothing but rocks on this forsaken planet. If I'm lucky, I dig enough ore to make my quota and Modron pays me. If he pays me, I can eat and have a warm place to sleep. If we don't make our quotas, there's nothing. Even if I do have latinum, most of it goes to Modron to pay my debts, and the rest he takes in exchange for the supplies he imports. I would leave, but I owe too much to Modron to ever earn enough to buy my passage off this place. Besides, where would I go?
Tell me about Modron.
Every morning, the first thing I do when I wake is curse that Ferengi's name. Modron found this moon about 2 years after the destruction of the homeworld. Most of our equipment was broken or useless, the supplies were gone, and we were starving. After some negotiations, Modron had his contract and we had food. We're supposed to be working with him, but he's the only one who benefits from our labor. Modron owns the only working ship here, so no supplies come in without him. He negotiates all of the ore contracts, so most of the latinum goes into his pocket. And he sets the prices for food, medicine, and equipment. So everyone here owes him more than we can ever repay. He owns us now. I hate him for that, but I can't live without him.
Do you get help from the Empire?
The Empire? What Empire? Our empire turned to dust with the loss of the homeworld. If you're rich or in the military, then maybe there's something. I hear the people in Sila's shining city and the Rator system live quite well, as long as they obey her commands. For the rest of us, there's nothing but dust and regret.
The Federation has sent aid. We want to help all the Romulans.
I have heard this, but I have not seen that it is true. Are you going to go to every Romulan on every world and hand them bread? Because that is the only way you can help all of us. The strong take from the weak. Sila and her ships are strong. The tall Shiar is strong. Your aid goes to fill their bellies and heal their wounds, Starfleet, not mine.
All right.
I'm sorry. I really can't talk at the moment. I have to finish a survey of the area so the miners can start work on a new mine shaft.
Is there anything I can do to help?
As much as I'd appreciate someone else to lug around this heavy equipment, it's all very delicate, and I'd only trust a capable scientist to help me.
If I encounter someone who can help, I'll send them your way. On true, stranger. Have you always lived here?
Oh, my family and I have been here all our lives. It's a hard life, but it's all I know. And my mother used to tell me tales of the homeworld. She'd talk about the plazas in Rateg or vacations she spent with her father on the shores of the Apnic Sea. And she would tell me about my father, who gave up his place in the military evacuation ship so she could live. He never knew he had a child. She would tell me these stories, and later, when she thought I was asleep, she would cry.
Alright, we're not gonna waste time doing every single dialogue option.
I can't talk to you. I can't talk to anyone. I'm on the run. And if those thugs see me talking to you, then you'll be in danger too.
Anything I can do to help?
I need someone who's not afraid of a fight. There's a group here that's beating and stealing from us. Modron doesn't do anything to stop it. For all I know, he's getting a cut of everything they take. They're making life miserable for all of us. Would you be willing to help?
Count me in.
There's a group of bullies that have been stealing from us. If we don't give them what they want, they beat us. I had a friend. All he was trying to do here was feed his family. Be a good man. He had an old bottle of ale. He said it was from the homeworld. One of those thugs wanted it. Now, my friend is dead. I'm too weak to stop them, I know that. And now I have my friend's children to feed in addition to my own. But if someone were to teach them a lesson, this camp would be a better place for all of us.
Yeah, I can beat a few people up. Maybe. There's one. Can I get through here? There's two. They hit me with. That's weird.
Thank you. Those guys have been giving everyone a lot of trouble. These thugs are part of a larger group that operates deep inside the magnesite mine. They control the lower levels, and no one who goes down there uninvited ever comes back. I don't know what's so important down there that's worth hurting us to protect it. Maybe if you went down there, you could get some answers.
Sounds good. Gang violence task force.
You want to go in the mine? Are you really interested in buying any magnesite? Or are you just here to cause trouble? Because if it's the latter, I know someplace you can start a little ruckus. There's a gang that controls the bottom levels of the mine. They won't even let me in there. Previously, I allowed them to keep their little kingdom in exchange for information. But lately, they've been more trouble than they're worth. And the intel they're feeding me is useless. Honestly, who doesn't know about the Breen invasion of the fairy space?
I'll take that information to heart. Fight the mine.
What do you want?
I'd like to enter this area.
This area is restricted. Only people my friends and I like may enter. And I don't like you!
Maybe if you get, like, yeah. Maybe if you get to know me a little better, you'd learn to like me.
You don't belong here. And I'm done talking with you. Leave now!
Well, it's been a pleasure wasting my time with you.
Consequences. What do you want?
For you to get out of my way. Okay, maybe not.
Enemy target on sensors.
What did you shoot him with? Ow.
Flanking damage detected.
Rude. Captain, there's a series of pressure plates located in this area. They're low tech, but the Romulans may have had to resort to outdated security measures because of interferences from the magnetite veins in the skyline. The problem is magnetite is making our tricorders almost useless. If there's anything on this moon the Remans would want to eliminate badly enough to use Thalaron weapons, it has to be here. We're gonna have to figure out how to use pressure plates to reveal the Romulans trying to hide. I suspect we need to activate 2 of them to open that door. I suspect you are correct. Alright, see how well I can aim. That is the first time I've ever got them centered.
I give the orders here, Commander. You are out of line.
With all due respect, sir, there is a difference between protecting the Empire from her enemies and provoking
There is much here you do not understand, Jack. The Remans need to know their place. As do you. I will not forget your insubordination, Commander. The tall Shiar has no place for officers who cannot follow orders. I'll be in the command center.
Colonel, they were civilians. Their blood is on our hands.
Get used to it. There will be more. Speaking of which, why don't you clean out the brig before you become a resident there?
Alright.
I almost feel sorry for you, but I have my own neck to worry about. I'll be joining you in there soon enough. If Hakiv has his way, we all will.
Let's see. Oh, we can retrieve them from here.
Enough! I surrender. I value my life more than the Tal Shiar's secrets. I'll tell you anything you want to know. But first, you must tell me why you are here and what you want.
Why does the Riemann Resistance want to destroy this base?
The Riemans know about this base? Impossible! Only the leadership of the Tal Shiar know we're here. The Empress herself couldn't find us. I don't believe you, but it makes no difference. This is not a military installation. We listen and record here. Nothing more. There are many targets that those Riemann scum would find much more tempting.
I wish it would let me select that, because I really don't want to kill if I don't have to.
Are you sure you want to end things like this?
Not a very Starfleet way to do things.
Breaking damage detected. Personal shield losing power.
Huh. Oh, audio is bugging out. There, that's a good reference to the original series. All these little spheres are actually eggs. And I know I could kill all of these, and they all have little intelligence things on their consoles. You can read them. They have a little bit of fun information.
Personal shield losing power.
How did you find this place? What else do you know? No matter. You won't be revealing anything to your superiors. It's disappointing I cannot give you a proper interrogation. But I have much to do and little time. The self-destruct sequence has begun. This base will be your tomb.
Get some files. Get out of here. Alright, let's go. Alright, prisoners, let's go. Looks like you killed them all. All that, not a bit of dust on me.
My mind! What have you done to my mind?
There was an infestation of Tal Shiar spies in there. I just fumigated.
Tal Shiar? I'm shocked. I had no idea. I certainly wouldn't have sent you down there if you... Say, you didn't happen to find anything valuable down there, did you? Because if you did, remember, I have an exclusive contract.
Stop with the lies, Madron. I know you knew who and what was down there.
And what's it to you? This is a rough area of the Quadrant, you know, and they're good neighbors. If you're not easily embarrassed, their cameras and listening devices are everywhere. I haven't had a single problem with Orions or Herodians since they moved in. And it doesn't hurt that I acquired the odd bit of information here and there. I'm a businessman, and information is big business.
Do you know anything about... Oh, wow. Do you know anything about why they were recently discovered?
Unfortunately, no. I'll admit, I was trying to find out, but their systems were locked down tight. I'm sure whatever it was had to be big news. Everyone was on edge. Janik and Hakiv were barely speaking, and I once heard Hakiv mumbling something about orders. Someone's been pulling his strings, but I don't know who. I do know that Tal Shiar takes security very seriously. If you manage to pull any files from their system, you can expect them to be heavily encoded. Trust me on that. I speak from experience. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go talk 100 Romulans into digging a new mine to replace the one you destroyed. My profit margin for this month is ruined.
Treat those miners well, Madron, or I'll be back. Madron doesn't seem to know much, Captain. Or at least he's not willing to part with what information he knows without being paid. I don't think he can help us anymore. We should return to the ship and try encrypting the files before recovered from the Tal Shiar. I'm sure they will be more useful than anything Madron has to say. Alright. If I can remember how to get to the ship's bridge. This is a cute little bridge. Functional. Why does my tactical officer have pigtails? Anyways. Oh. Library files. Is this it? Nope. Hey, what do I got here? Alright, Tal Shiar. TV's note Klingon space. Kalis isn't spotted. The Breen space. The Jumphawk. Potential adversary in Gerard. Torg was brought before the Hive. No. Alright, cross-reference. Yeah, that's what I thought. Change faulty information. Yeah, acts of treason. passkey. Select new file. Node electricities, Federation planets. Sokath retires. Oh, if you remember from episode 2, Sokath did not retire. He was exposed for being an 8472. Chain of command. Alright. Okay. I have no idea. So we're gonna guess. That apparently that worked. Alright, that's the one we're working on. Referendum. The referendum. The Senate votes to give Emperor Seal the power to override rulings. Jirok visits Andoria. Pretty sure he did not. Right. Kronos? No. Vulcan? There we go. Apply pass. We got it. Reman base detected in the Dara system. Listening post Hephaestus has detected an increase in subspace communications and ships traveling to and from the Dara system. Analysis of the communications and ship traffic reveals patterns of obfuscation normally employed by Reman forces. Shiar forces then intercepted a ship leaving the Dara system and captured 47 Reman civilians. The passengers and crew were summarily executed, under orders from Colonel Hakiv, but the captain and first officer were preserved for questioning. Under interrogation, the captain of that Reman vessel provided a security key that could be used to decipher encrypted communications sent to the Dara system. The decrypted messages prove that there is a base in this area of space being used by the Reman resistance. Recommendation: Shiar ship should be sent to the Dara system immediately to capture this base and its inhabitants. Alright, the Shiar is planning to attack the Reman base. We need to get this information to Admiral today. Alright, let's go.
The Shiar records you recovered show that Hakiv and his forces have been targeting the Remans for months. Obasek and his followers have been driven from their homes, had their ships destroyed, and their loved ones killed or imprisoned. Some might say that Obasek's campaign against the Shiar is just. However, Obasek was planning on using Thaleron weapons in the Fahar system, which would have killed hundreds of innocent civilians, as well as the Shiar cell there. This is the problem with revenge. Violence and fury only create more pain and suffering.
Yep.
I have.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander.
Alright. That's gonna be it for today. Oh, we got a new pet. A little Horda hatchling. Hope you all enjoyed this one. And I'll see you in the next one.